Welcome back, one and all, to the Bengals series here. We're here in episode 26, I believe. Moving into the next chunk of games here following our win over the Browns in the last episode. We get blown out by the Ravens, as we have just been getting blown out by all of our division rivals so far. And then we get beat by the Titans for the second time this year. And so after our bye week, coming out of our bye week, we now are opening things up against the Jaguars, I think, for the second time this year. I think they shut us out in the first game. It was like 27-0, I believe, so in Jacksonville. So in Cincinnati, we're hoping for something different here, as the Jags are 7-3. This is kind of a game they need to win, or it's just a game that they should win. As you saw, the Titans were 8-3, so I'm guessing they're probably first place in the Central right now. The Jags kind of falling behind, and the fans have already started to leave here. They're losing faith in this Bengals team, and can you really blame them? 3-6-1, not a good look. Now, we've fallen off pretty hard before. Last year was a pretty significant fall off before we won. Like what, dude? 9 of 10 to finish 11-5. You know what I mean? Like, just a crazy tear of games. So, or however that managed to happen. But we have had pretty rough starts to all of our years, really, at the helm. But year 4 is proving to be the most difficult, as we now do not have Achilles Smith for the whole season. And once again, we are missing Chris Waller. But things are already getting cooking with Joe Hamilton through the air as he finds Adam Horn on the right side of the field, who hauls this one in. So these are the kind of names that you can expect to be called out when you are riddled with injuries. And I mean, it's not even really riddled. We just have 3 major injuries, and they're all very, very significant to how this team performs and operates. So we're really going to kind of run on a bit of a Frankenstein's monster type of model here, giving opportunities to that man right there, Corey Dillon, who makes a good opportunity out of that opportunity as he cuts upfield and gets just about what we need. He might have been short by a couple inches, which he was. So on 2nd and inches, Hamilton's going to drop back here and just float that one off of his back foot to Horn, who he hits again for the touchdown. So a nice connection here between Hamilton and Horn already off early in this game as we strike early against the Jaguars. So that's already more points than we have scored all year against Jacksonville, so off to a better start at least already. So we have another opportunity on offense here, and Hamilton's going to find Peter Warrick across the middle. They had a couple nice connections in the last game that we watched earlier in the year, so maybe that is kind of cooking up for him finally. But we get held to a 3rd and 4 situation. Hamilton's going to go with a pitch play to Dillon here, and he splits a block and gets into open field before he is brought down by that safety, but not before picking up the first down. So we get a nice fresh set of downs here, and we have already been pushed to 3rd and long again. So it is a shotgun situation here as we're going to try and punch this one into the end zone with just a minute left to go in the half. Hamilton's got all day to throw. He pump fakes and then throws it off his back foot into the dirt to... That one might have been Sanders right there, number 82. I think that was his name, right? He's a no-name receiver. He's one of the receivers I think we drafted just later on. I don't know. He's not really developing or growing, but we're going to bring out John Green here on 4th and 11 to knock home a field goal kind of right in his sweet spot, a 37-yarder, which he nails with maximum efficiency, and it manages to get it in here to extend our lead to 10 points. So Jacksonville's still struggling to get anything cooking as we have another opportunity on offense at about midfield with just 24 seconds left to go. Hamilton uncorks one off to the left side of the field here to where Peter Warrick is waiting with 2 Jaguar defenders all over him, but he still manages to haul this one in. And we're going to call the timeout and bring out John Green and nail this one through like we do so many times throughout the year, and he is automatic yet again. So our lead now extends to 13 points over Jacksonville, who we have held scoreless in the first half. Where's this Bengals team been? Where's this offense with Joe Hamilton been? I don't know. But we are showing here a special teams play, which is rare for us, because so you know some shenanigans is going to happen, and it is a beautiful punt. I don't think you'll ever see a better punt. That ball sat beautifully on the goal line. So it's going to be a 99-yard drive if we're going to get into the end zone, and Corey Dillon's going to do his part by at least eliminating 10 or 11 yards of that as he picks up a first down on the ground and creates some space for us from our own end zone. So on 2nd and 13 now, in I formation, Jacksonville's bringing the blitz, and it gets to us, and they leave the backfield completely empty. So Peter Warrick shakes off his one defender, and he's gone. There's no one in the vicinity. No one's even going to touch him, and he's going to showboat on him because there is no one back there. He's completely free. It is a 92-yard pass from Joe Hamilton to Peter Warrick, and I don't think Joe Hamilton probably ever did that in his career, if he even saw the field this much. Just absolutely wild stuff, man. As Peter Warrick shakes off the one tackle, doesn't even really shake it off. It's not even there. He goes for the shoestring tackle and just misses it completely. How do you bungle it like that? And yes, I'm going to say bungle. I'm going to say he bungled that. I'm going to clown the Jaguars with our term. So, a massive, massive score. Completely bust this lead wide open. Is now 20-0 is your score. Mark Brunell, though, he'll never stay too far down, or he'll never stay down for far too long, as he takes 7 eons to make a decision, pump fakes a couple times, but finally finds an open receiver, and now Jacksonville finally, for what seems like the first time in this game, is in our territory. So a little too late here, but there's still a whole another quarter left to play and a couple minutes left in this one, so they have an opportunity here on 3rd and 10. Brunell drops back. Pressure's getting to him as he uncorks it again and finds the tight end, who picks up the first down and is brought down at about the 34-yard line, the Cincinnati 34-yard line, and that's a rookie tight end that Jacksonville has. So I guess they're putting draft capital into tight ends with the years that they've had. I guess that's where they feel they have the biggest holes. So 1st and 10 for Jacksonville. Brunell again pump faking. He loves to do that apparently, and it creates an opening, so it works for him, as that receiver was completely wide open on an island all by himself, as he hauls that one in for another massive Jacksonville first down. So looks like the Jaguars are finally deciding to pick things up here and just play a decent game. This is kind of like a 2 years ago when the Lions played the Cardinals, and the Cardinals were like 10-2, and the Lions were like 10-1, and the Lions were up like 28-0 in the first half. This is what this feels like. This is that kind of game. But Jacksonville is going to completely stuff my words back in my mouth as the big man Fred Taylor, who's been pretty silent all game, has a decent enough run to get into the end zone to give Jacksonville its first points of the day. Finally, in the fourth quarter, Hamilton shakes off one defender and uncorks this one to Sharper. Dude, what is this? Is this his game? His all-star game? What is happening? I'm dumbfounded right now at how this team is performing. At a point in the season, this is essentially garbage time of the season, really, unless we can start winning a lot of games here. And Hamilton's not done as he finds Peter Warrick again in the middle of the field, and he cuts up field, and it's just another massive haul that gets us inside the red zone. So, man, Joe Hamilton, I guess this is personal for him. I guess, does he have a history with Jacksonville I don't know about? Can someone please help me here? I need to pull up the Football Reference page here and get learned on some Joe Hamilton knowledge, because this is just absurd. So 2nd and 10 now for the Bengal offense, and somehow that pass is completed to Corey Dillon. There were 2 men in position to pick that one off, but Corey Dillon manages to receive it and cut upfield and get brought down just shy of the goal line. We saw another play like that, I think, in the last video, where he got brought down about an inch away from the goal line. But another creative play here by Corey Dillon, manages to spin out of that one, shake off a tackle, and create something out of that. So a play that really kind of looked dead, I mean, it really looked like a pick six heading the other way, somehow is a positive gain for Corey Dillon. So 3rd and goal, though, we have been pushed to 3rd and goal. We're going to give it to Corey Dillon again, and he cannot create any kind of space there on the line. Really more so our O-line can't create any space for him to go through. So John Green gets the call yet again for the 3rd time today, and he is automatic. He is not missing that 20-yard chip shot. So 23-7 is your score here, and with 16 seconds left, Jacksonville's worked the ball into the red zone, or just on the cusp of the red zone, and Brunell pump fakes again and unloads it through the air and finds an open Jaguar, who steps in for another Jacksonville touchdown. So the score on paper is going to look a little bit closer here, but Jacksonville probably thinks that they have a rally going. They probably think that this is a prime opportunity for them to close the gap, and I don't know. I don't have the heart to tell them it's not, but they're going to go for 2 points here, because they still have plenty of time to go for an onside if they want to. Fred Taylor is absolutely dead to rights, but shakes off Newsome and cuts up field and gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So it's now 15-23 is your score. That's got to be a scoregami. I don't think that's ever happened. But on the onside kick here, Jacksonville's going to get a little bit too eager. I think they actually managed to get to the football, or actually no, that's Makovica who comes up with the football, our backup fullback. He comes up with the football, but Jacksonville was just a little bit too eager, so now they're going to have to try and re-kick this one. And this might be the end of the game here. Just 11 seconds. I can't imagine Jacksonville doing anything with the football in 11 seconds, but we've seen crazier things. But this one, again, is received by your Cincinnati Bengals, so that is going to essentially do it for Jacksonville, and we upset the 7-3 Jaguars in division play, pick up a massive win, because even if playoffs are still on our minds, we got to to win games like these, and we have to win basically all of them. So that was a huge win to pick up for us. Maybe that'll bring the fans back. I highly doubt it. But Peter Warrick, man, look at that. A personal record. I don't think that is a personal record, but since I never put my name in, it just resets all the time. But outplaying the Jaguars is absolutely insane behavior. Without Achilles Smith and Chris Waller is insane behavior. I am floored that we even managed to do that in any aspect. That is absolutely bonkers. So, an absolute crazy day. 300 yards. It's Joe Hamilton, 72%. What happened? What is this game? It's breaking before our very eyes. I don't know what this is. I feel so gross and just disgusting. Oh man, I cannot believe that game happened. This is going to be the Joe Hamilton MVP showcase. This is his whole highlight reel is just going to be that, because that was just absolutely offensive. So coming back here to the hub here, we would immediately lose to the Cowboys, pick up a win over the Browns, the second win over the Browns, and then pick up a win against the Cardinals before losing in pretty crushing fashion to the Patriots, bringing us to a 6-8-1 record. And so what is our last game of the season against the Steelers in Pittsburgh is going to decide whether or not we go 7-8-1 or 6-9-1. So pretty disastrous season. It's basically down to a close. Playoffs are way out of the window here, but we can at least play spoiler to Pittsburgh, who's looking to go 500, which I don't even think they have an opportunity. So I need everyone there with us in Pittsburgh so we can finally beat these Steelers. I'm tired of it.